It's been 1 year since rioters broke into the U.S. Capitol and nearly brought the nation to its knees. The question on many people's minds now, can it happen again? Joining us now to discuss is Depaul University historian and security expert Tom Mcitis. Tom, thank you so much for being with us today.
Happy to do it. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Now, we know that there's been some changes at the Capitol, especially in terms of the Capitol Police since this happened. Talk about those changes, because some people do fear that this could happen again.
I'm not concerned about another storming of the Capitol. I'm much more concerned about the larger threat posed by militias, white supremacists, and their lone wolf affiliates. Capitol security has been beefed up. The physical infrastructure is better. The force has been strengthened. I think that, there would be more likely to be a more rapid National Guard response. The Capitol building doesn't worry me. What worries me a great deal is the 30% of Republicans, 18% of Americans overall, who believe it may be necessary to use force to restore what they see as their particular vision of America. As long as that's the case, as long as the militia groups are armed, organized, and out there, the risk of another attack somewhere or several across the country is very real.
It sounds like you don't think this will actually happen in D.C. like this again, but there are some vulnerabilities in your opinion. What are those vulnerabilities to this day?
Well, I didn't say it wouldn't end in D.C. I said, it's less likely to happen at the Capitol because we're prepared for that. But, any number of things, government buildings, local and state capitals, any symbol to them of a perceived threat, and also the risk to politicians. I mean, everybody from school board to election officials and members of Congress have been threatened, and that's an appalling situation. So, I mean, lots of people are having to fear for their safety who never did before. So we're looking at a pervasive, long-term, persistent threat. And as long as politicians on the right, including members of Congress, refuse to speak out against it, refuse to denounce the big lie, then we can expect that this threat is going to be there for quite a long time.
Let's talk about the bigger picture of some of this. How does white supremacy and far-right extremism play into this?
Well, the two are related. Far-right extremism is sort of a generic term. Essentially, what you have is a broad ideological movement of individuals who feel that, in fact, for some reason, their America, what they were comfortable with, is somehow being threatened, even if they can't put their finger on anything particular they've experienced. Bob Pape at the University of Chicago found that the significant number of those arrested in the Capitol insurrection were, in fact, from counties in which the white population was declining. Now, in many cases, those individuals may not have experienced any loss of anything, but it doesn't really matter. They look around them and see the world changing. Donald Trump seemed to be the person who empowered their vision of America, and I hate to say, turned loose their worst demons. And that's what we're seeing, and what you're seeing on your screen right now from just a year ago.
All right, Professor Mcitis, thank you so much for breaking it all down, and thank you so much for joining us here on First to Four.